Hi there, it's Susie here. Tonight she's going to talk to you about vermiculite and perlite. Sometimes we sort of ponder into garden centres and places to buy this sort of stuff. We really have got no idea what they are used for. So tonight I thought it would be a good idea if I could make a short video just basically explaining the difference between vermiculite and perlite. Vermiculite in the garden centres you can buy in a little bags like this for our garden use, and we here gardeners we use them in container gardening mainly. And perlite you can also buy at garden centres. First of all, I am going to talk to you about perhaps vermiculite, which is on my left here, a brown substance in color. It is odorless and it's an organic matter really. It's harmless, and it is a laminar minerals from silicates and known as mica. Mica is a substance that looks like multi-layers of plates. If you come closer, I will show you when you're looking at vermiculite, it really looks like little multi-layers of plates, sort of spongy looking substance. These are we use them in our garden, especially if the soil is very dry, like perhaps loamy gardening soil you're using, and this vermiculite comes in handy to mix in the soil to give the soil the moisture. Vermiculite is really renowned for moisture holding. These little things, which is weightless really, and if you put water into them, their size increases to 3 to 4 times its volume. So it does have a lot of moisture retention. And plants that love moisture, like perhaps ferns, another good one is water fuchsia, begonias, and what else could it be that loves moisture? I can't really think of other than ferns, because in my garden I use vermiculite because I grow a lot of ferns, and I use peat moss, which also is a good moisture retainer. And on top of that, I also like to use vermiculite so that I don't have to water my plants often enough. So that is the reason why we use vermiculite, is because it retains the moisture, it keeps it in the soil, distributes it to all the roots when the roots really need it, and it stops the soil from drying. That's the main advantage of using vermiculite in your garden. And now I will talk to you about perlite. Perlite is on my right here, which is a volcanic glass, weightless substance which doesn't even weigh anything, and it's porous. When you squash it, it really forms into powder. But we mix this perlite when the soil is wet, especially when you're using soil that is like peat moss or garden potting mixes that contains a lot of moisture. When you want to get rid of this extra water from your soil, this is when you use perlite. And both material are actually heated well over 1650 degrees Fahrenheit to about 1800 degrees centigrade. So it is on a massive heat expansion to form this organic material. Perlite also has a very good property where it will not hold the moisture in the soil. It will try to release that moisture and get rid of it from the soil. So it is good for things like your succulents, cacti, rhipsalices in some cases, and plants that do not like to retain moisture. We have got too many plants to name as in household plants. It's no good adding vermiculite into perhaps peace lily or calatheas and things like that. Calatheas do like the moisture, but they also like dry soil. So test your soil, what kind of quality soil you're using to be able to mix either of them. One retains the moisture, one tries to take the moisture away. So that's the main difference. So use it wisely, what you think your plant needs. And one of the benefits, I have done a little experiment actually here in these two little bottles. What I found that I had the same amount of water in both of them and same amount of particles in both of them, and I put some radish seeds into it. And I just wanted to see which one actually sprouts first as a seedling. I found the perlite, which is on my left, had a lot of moisture, which actually did not get rid of the moisture, whereas the vermiculite on my right absorbed all the moisture. The volume became 3 times the size when it was dry, so it became full of moisture. Vermiculite, the seedlings started to sprout, whereas seedlings in here is still thinking about sprouting, and a lot of liquid, as you can see, whereas this one hardly any liquid. So a lot more absorption of liquid in this one, the water, not much absorption of liquid in this particular one. So imagine adding soil to it. Which one will retain moisture, which is the vermiculite? Which one won't retain moisture is perlite. So for your plants, you got to work it out which one is the best material to use for your drainage for your soil, for aeration for your soil, and moisture retention. I hope I made this vermiculite and perlite mixtures clear, because now it makes sense to me, so I hope it makes sense to you as well. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.